right? So if you want to increase sales by 10%, you just need to get your members to come 10% more often. And having a tool where you can easily communicate to that base membership and communicate out to them on a regular basis with emails and surveys and all of those things, that's key. Hi, I'm Lance with Social Club Pro.
I'm James with Social Club Pro.
And we are Social Club Pros. Let's start off by just saying welcome to the Social Club Pro podcast. We're focused almost entirely on how social clubs work, how Social Club Pro, of course, impacts those social clubs. But more importantly, we're going to chat about all kinds of topics about how to grow customers, how to get more frequency out of your membership, how to manage membership, how to work on cost controls, and just all the features around both Social Club Pro, but more importantly, probably all of the operating efficiencies and all the operating knowledge we have and can share about best practices for how to run a social club and how to maximize revenue for whatever you're using social club money for. The great part about social clubs is they're almost always used, to really benefit the community. So they really have a higher calling than just somebody who's running a social club and running it in a restaurant. So that being said, I'm Lance, and I've got a ton of experience running social clubs, consulting with social clubs, building social clubs, and I've worked hand in hand with James to develop Social Club Pro. He's kind of the brains of how the software works, and
He's being generous,
I'm more of the business side of how Social Club works. So, James?
Yeah, I mean, and I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. Ultimately, we built Social Club Pro because we've been in this for a while, consulting side, my end from the marketing and development side, and we realized that there just weren't any, solid tools out there. It's hard to find. How do you increase your gambling? How do you manage or even hire? And that kind of crosses over the management side as well as the marketing side of things. So really, Social Club Pro kind of came out of necessity. And it's been more or less 3 years in the making. Not intentionally in the beginning, but more and more intentional as we got down the road until about 8 months, a year ago, where we were like, we really need to create a product.
Yeah, I think that a lot of it originated from when I started consulting with social clubs, we found that with all my experience of running casual dining, chain restaurants, and you walk into a social club, it usually got started and created by somebody who is doing it as a kind of a side job. They're on the committee or they're part of the organization that's like, hey, this will be a great idea. But they don't have all of the knowledge and the experience of the systemizing of stuff. So you walk into a social club and you go, well, what's the manager's job description? Often there's not even a job description for employees. There's not training manuals. There's not any kind of best practices that are being shared. They often don't calculate food cost or bar cost. That was part of where the consulting started. But James, to be honest, the biggest issue that affects them is how they manage their membership. It's what's unique about social clubs is they have a membership base that they own. Right? So if you want to increase sales by 10%, you just need to get your members to come 10% more often. And having a tool where you can easily communicate to that base membership and communicate out to them on a regular basis with emails and surveys and all of those things, that's key. The other part is that the age of participation in social clubs is becoming younger. And,
it's true.
That concept that you don't have to become more digital and more, kind of internet friendly and do all those things for membership is kind of old school. So what we found is that you get more members when you can make it easy for them to join, easy for them to renew more critically, and you can get them more active in the club quicker. In a typical social club, in my experience, somebody might apply for membership and not get activated for a month or 6 weeks. When you think about it, that's 10% of your yearly volume they couldn't participate in because they couldn't get activated. Where with Social Club Pro, one of the first things you built in was that whole, we could build it where when somebody gets approved, because we do understand that applying to join is not being approved. And there's in that process it's built in. But when they're approved, I mean, you have it where you can send out a temporary membership card that day, which means they can come and start spending money and gambling and doing all those things. I mean, I think that's a key feature.
Well, yeah, I mean, and on top of that, this is whenever people are excited. They've recently been invited by a friend. They are wanting to become members. They have had to wait, till the next, in most cases, till the next board meeting so that they could get approved. So we just streamlined some of that. I mean, these are the basics. I mean, how many times have you seen a club, Lance? And I know that you've worked with a handful that they come in and their labor is 50%.
Out of control.
It's out of control. Without that foundation, it's great. So there's tools out there. Social Club Pro is excellent for that. But there's a lot more to what we're trying to offer. And some of that's just insight. It's to what we're trying to offer that can really set the club up to be successful.
Well, I think our goal of making Social Club Pro a kind of, just like a foundational piece that if somebody is using Social Club Pro for their membership management, they get access to employee manuals that are generic and editable and job descriptions that are typical in the industry and access to some podcasts and interviews with social club experts throughout the country and a sharing of best practices, especially as it relates to gaming, because that's a majority where their money is made. That it becomes really a cornerstone to what this company is designed to do. The membership management is a key feature of that, but it's really important that we offer a robust solution for everything from, hey, get an honest analysis of what your credit card processing cost is, and down to here's a job description for a cook that you can change the name on and change the logo on and have something super effective.
Yeah, and Lance, we talked about how this has kind of been in the works for the last 3 years. And really, even in just the last few months, as this has started to come to fruition, we've kind of had this realization, as we build out Social Club Pro as a standalone product, which really has many, many features built into it, we realized that wasn't going to be what we offered. There was so much more. It's the entire suite, including the knowledge that we have to offer, which is part of the reason we're doing this podcast, because there's a lot that you can learn from watching these podcasts, looking at years of experience from individuals, whether they're in food sales or they're in restaurant management or they're in club management or they're in gaming, whatever it is. Our hope is to bring those individuals on so that way we can interview them and you can learn the foundations that are needed. But to kind of go back to that idea that we created Social Club Pro and it has all of these features, right? You can just like use Constant Contact. We have an email feature that's built in and allows you to select who you want to send emails to specifically. Whether they're current members that were members last year but haven't yet renewed this year. That's very powerful. You can just send emails out to staff. I realize all this can be done within Constant Contact, but now you can do it from within your system. And if somebody renews today, they're on a different list. And that's super powerful to not have to download the CSV and upload it.
Yeah.
And really, it's real easy to train. And then we've got polling that's integrated. We've got online renewals. But the truth of the matter is you don't have to use any of it. You can just use some of it. You can use some of these components.
Right.
We understand that in a lot of cases with these social clubs, they have somebody who is managing the members. And so to that end, they might say, hey, you know what we really need? We need to use the polling. We need a website that's out there so people can find us. We need to be able to get our hands on these training documents. So we provide a whole suite of software and services, understanding that some clubs may just need half of it.
Well, I think it's key that, one of the things we knew right away was that to get Social Club to be effective and to get it adopted, that we needed to make sure it was an absolute asset to the Social Club, not an expense. And while, of course, we charge for Social Club Pro, the things like the birthday party emails, where
So
you
powerful.
can, not birthday party, but birthday emails, where you can set up an automated email that emails somebody whatever number of days before their birthday, and you can put together a custom offer for your business. That alone for a club with 1,000 members would be enough of an increase in sales to justify paying for the system. So we knew from right off that there's an expense for the system, that it needs to be immediately recoverable by the business, and then be able to add a ton more value on top of that. So, we've said from the beginning, if somebody's using Social Club Pro and using these assets and the features along with that, they'll have a better operation and they'll also have just flat out a more profitable business.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
really-
think that that's true. You know, there may be some aspects that you don't utilize, but if you really want to be successful in a social club, you know, with your social club, you should use them all. Polls matter. Birthday emails. I mean, it's the reason that this system will pay for itself. On top of that, and it's going to depend on your state, but the gaming side of things may allow you to write off the cost of the software and the service that we provide. You know, I mean, just across the board, this really should not be like a cost. Yes, it's going to be a line item, but it should be a line item that more than pays for itself right out of the gate. And that's aside, you know, from before you dig in and actually learn about our tips we're going to be providing on our podcast and on our website.
You know, James, I think you see right away too that when you're in the social club business, you understand very quickly that there's only two ways to increase, you know, business, right? Increase sales. And that is get more members, which Social Club Pro addresses how to get more members.
right.
And then number two, how do you get your members to come more often, which again, the email functionality and the survey functionality and event support, you know, functionality just right there will create two specific revenue streams, you know, or increases in potential revenue by helping you get more members, helping you get your members to come more often. That is one of the unique things about social clubs. It just doesn't exist in a casual dining restaurant or another restaurant. I'll also tell you, I think it's really cool that we have that functionality when somebody's joining or renewing, that we can put on there an option of, hey, donate an extra $5 or $10 to help us buy a new, you know, infrared camera to save firefighters, or to help support new baseball fields for a Legion, or, you know, it can be a whole bunch of things. But to pick a specific, you know, concept or project and then offer somebody a chance to donate to that, that's also just more engaging to that community. And let's face it, we already know they're advocates. They support your cause. That's why they're members.
Yeah, no, and it is really powerful. I mean, the one thing that we've kind of found from that, right? You know, a little tip right out of the gate. And so we've integrated this into the software, so it works in this fashion. But it's not like, hey, make a $2 donation to the American Legion. No, it's make a $2 donation for the ball fields. Make a $2 donation for something specific. Whenever you put something specific behind it, people are far more likely to donate. So we already have that integrated, small little thumbnail, what it's going towards, and the ability to have that donation whenever they check out as new members, whenever they renew, really at any point during the checkout process on the website, that's available. So a great way to fundraise.
Yeah. I mean, I think as we look at our next podcast and the series of podcasts we're going to build out, we're going to focus on very specific areas, you know, like operational efficiency. What should your food cost be? You know, what should your best practices for gaming be? How do you increase gaming revenue? You know, all of those kinds of, you know, key operational things we're going to talk about, but it's all from the perspective of you have members, and the members are the core. We're not trying to get more cars to pull off the highway like a, you know, chain restaurant is. These are our members. They're part of our community, and communicating to them just relevant information for the community and get them to, again, participate with our club. That is the focus of the podcast. We hope that people that will watch this and tune in regularly will actually walk back into their club and go, hey, I got some great ideas for how to save some money, how to make some more money, how to get our members to spend more money, or